Hi, I'm Andrew Charalambous from High Yield Hunter, and I'm here to talk to you about the economy. For those of you seeking a good investment, I'm about to tell you how to find one. Of course, a good investment is defined possibly at the end. So you would need to set out your own criteria as to what type of investment you're seeking. For example, if you are in the older age bracket, you may want a very low degree of risk, which then would limit your opportunities. For those younger who still have some years of work in front of them, then you can consider some higher risk investments, which will of course potentially give you a higher return. In the high risk category, I would have to say that shares or some bond investments would perhaps fit your bill. You may not have to take a day-to-day active interest in your investment, as there are of course pooled funds such as investment trusts and unit trusts. The problem with those of course is that you do not have control over what shares are bought or sold, although you can choose the type of area to be invested in. For the low risk variety, of course, you could find a higher interest account. Again, you may think this is very low risk. The problem you'll find, of course, is that with inflation maybe running at 4 to 5% and your interest earning maybe 2%, you may not be keeping up with living standards. And of course, with retirement looming, you may start picking away at your capital. So defined as low risk could actually be high risk. To find your investment, I would suggest you do check the weekend financial press, which are littered with adverts for such opportunities. There's an alternative investment market on the stock exchange where you can find young businesses that would require a degree of risk but would perhaps reward you with much higher returns. For those of you perhaps interested in the property market, there are several buy-to-let opportunities at home and abroad, and again, they're all over the internet and certainly within the financial press and property magazines, or perhaps trade shows that at least 2 or 3 around London annually. For those of you seeking cash flow, it is essential that you visit the property market, where there are several buy-to-let opportunities both at home and abroad. In this current climate, it's the only market that will offer you this kind of income. You can, of course, find a monthly income account with your local bank or building society, but the risk again is that although you will get a monthly income, it could be paltry and there is a risk you would dip into your capital. So for a good investment, your own criteria will define where you will be seeking this type of investment. But of course, a good investment is only known in hindsight. So you really must prepare and you must do your homework. And that's how to find a good investment.